Hi, everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa, and I hope you guys are ready for a great happy hour. I hope you grabbed a drink or whatever helps you relax and unwind from a crazy week. So much is going on. I don't even know where to begin. But today we are going to get everybody talking about prepping for 4th of July because it's still among these community standards to be a patriot. And so we're going to celebrate America. It's time to save America, not to give up on America. And hopefully you guys will join me in that. So be right back with my buddy, Clint Westwood. Welcome back and happy hour. Cheers, Westwood.
Cheers, my lady. I have many drinks set beside me.
Drinks.
I have so many drinks. I'm winning so much this week on happy hour that I don't know where to begin. I'm just winning. A lot of drinks left over from last week. I'm going to start off with one of Polly's drinks.
I'm shocked that there's anything left over.
I tell you what. You know why?
Why is that?
I'll tell you why. Because this week I didn't drink. That's why. I mean, since you all left, I haven't had anything to drink.
So you were recovering?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I take that back. I did. My daughter, Tuesday night, she wanted to play, so we were outside like all night. And then she came in here, and, we have all these goodies left over, and she says, well, I'm going to make you dinner. So she brought out some plastic plates and, some of the pirate booties, corn puff snacks and chips and almonds and put them all on a plate. She says, well, what do you want to drink? Well, I didn't have my water in here. So she brings me back one of those alcoholic seltzer drinks,
Oh, yeah.
And so I drank that real quick because, I'm constantly, I got to be liquidating myself. And then kind of like the banks in a way. Liquidating. So she brought me another one. So I had 2 seltzers this week and that's it. And this is my first drink. Real drink. This is Polly left this behind. Polly, it's not going to waste. I told you I'd drink it.
There you go.
So bottoms up.
Well, so let's do a wrap up from Westwoods. I've talked to everybody else, but they weren't there. So we had a great time. There's tons of pictures on Twitter and online.
That's scary. Hopefully no videos of me singing, right?
There are videos in a private chat of Soul singing and Mitch singing.
Yep.
I'm not sure who else was caught singing.
I got caught, just a snippet, but not. It always sounds better when you're drinking.
Yeah.
Than it really is.
Oh no, I've done that before, for sure.
Just stay on the stage, right? Don't fall off the stage.
Yes, don't fall off the stage in Mexico. They'll talk about you the next day at the pool.
I know, and they'll never stop talking.
Yeah.
See, I'm still talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Some things are great memories,
Absolutely.
So.
Follow up.
Oh,
wrap up.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? I don't know.
Well, hold on. Let me jump over. I got to jump over to Pilled. So we are super excited to be part of the Pilled.net community. Yesterday was our first live stream.
I saw that. It's cool.
Yes. Today is our second over there. Okay. And so
I have no
if
problem
you guys
getting seconds. There's no problem there with me.
No problem.
No problem with seconds. I always go back for seconds. So anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm going to shut up and let you do your thing. I know. I don't either.
No. You're good. I just really want to share this because I'm really excited about it, especially after watching my friend Beyond Mystic get canceled again today. I'm talking to my friends at Pill.net and the Foxhole.app to see if we can get Jean-Claude over there. So just this whole censorship thing is crazy. I went to post today on Facebook a quick, hey, I'm going to the Patriot Party Rocks. Hope to see all my friends there, blah, blah, blah. Trying to share that event. And it was not happening. So they actually took the post down, wouldn't even let me make the post. They didn't even take it down, just wouldn't even let me post it, and just said, when I hit post, it said, this violates community standards. So apparently being patriotic, loving your country,
you're not part of the
community standards.
You're not part of the new community.
Yeah. Then I've had just the weirdest, like there's just all this attack on America and Americans and being proud of being an American. I posted, this is heartbreaking to me, but they are at the Pride celebration this weekend in Oklahoma City. They're going to have a station and give out free jabs. And so I said, my God, my heart breaks for them targeting these different communities and, all Americans, but definitely them making that kind of an effort. And so I had a very prominent newscaster here in Oklahoma City respond to me and tell me that
She told
put
you.
some article about how most of the people that leave the earth plane are not jabbed. And I was like, oh, really? Well, here's 5 other articles that disagree with that. And she's like, well, I fact checked. She goes, I don't trust that reference. I fact checked it. I said, that's okay. I don't trust your fact check.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you very much. Do you trust your
verbatim.
teleprompter at night? I hope you
Yeah.
do, because you're nothing but a parrot.
Yeah, obviously. Well, and we've seen that over and over with the Ivory girl, and then Amy Moss. There's more and more of these reporters coming out talking about how they're told not to say things and they're told to say things, and so
They're told what to say. They read a freaking screen. I mean, the only thing you need to do is put on makeup and read a screen. That's all you got to do. That's it.
They don't even put on their own makeup usually. So it's all
lucky them. It's
super fake.
It's not easy putting on makeup, let me tell you.
Yeah. But so when you guys go over, if pilled.net is really cool. It's definitely a freedom platform, and they're really being supportive. They have a great community over there. If you'll go over there and check it out, when you sign up for pill.net, if there's a place where it says like who referred you or who sent you, and if you'll start typing Litecoin Lisa, my profile will come up. And that's a great way that you can help support the channel, because they're giving out these gold pills. And so at the end of every show, there's an opportunity where they have a lottery ticket. If you're watching over on pilled.net or through Foxhole, then I can release the lottery ticket as a live streamer, and you can like scratch the ticket and see how many pills. So yesterday I gave away, or through the lottery system, I had 2 viewers win some gold pills. So that was kind of cool.
Awesome.
I like that stuff where people get to, like on Odyssey, you can watch on Odyssey and you're earning library tokens as well as the channel earning for watching. So I think that's all really good stuff. Oh,
I would agree with you.
I'm glad you agree with me.
I usually do.
Not always, but yeah, sometimes. So where do we go from here? Today is Friday. We're doing happy hour. So we do this every Friday for some of my new friends over on Pills and Foxhole, and for our friends in the stream on who on Twitch and all those places. So this is my buddy Clint Westwood, and we kind of catch up on the week.
And we drink.
You know what?
Because it's happy hour.
And we all get a drink because it's happy hour. So I pre-gamed a little bit. I was poolside. 3 of my babies are in my nest, and that makes a mama very happy. So I've got 3 of my kiddos home. So I was making burgers for lunch, and everybody's hanging by the pool, and I popped a drink a little early, but
you know what? That's okay. I'll catch up.
Yeah.
You know I will.
It's good.
I'm on number 2 right now, if you haven't noticed.
I did notice. So let me share my screen real quick. Because next weekend, Bitcoin Ben's actually going to go with us.
Oh, cool.
And I'm really excited about that. I get to spend time with him. I always learn tons of stuff from him. So drive all over the country with him, but now he hasn't been traveling as much, so we've missed some of our times. But he's going to come to the Patriot Party Rock. So we're celebrating 4th of July at Mount Rushmore. You can go to patriotparty.rocks and get your ticket. There's like some free camping if you buy the weekend pass. Lots of great opportunities. This is at Sturgis Buffalo Chip Campgrounds. It's going to be a rock concert, showcase rodeo, and patriotic speakers. And I'm super honored to be one of those. So I'll be sharing Robert Beadle's effort about Operation Sunlight and the things that we can do to make our voice heard. If you feel like maybe the count that happened is not accurate, there are things you can do tangibly. So that's through Operation talking about Bet on Main Street. And that was inspired by Cliff High. I found a group on Twitter that are doing something really similar. So I'm trying to partner with them because I figure the more the merrier and no reason to reinvent the wheel. Main Street, America. So all these great speakers will be there. You can still get camping and hotel sites nearby. Bikers for Trump, David Nino Rodriguez, Ann Vandersteel. Here's little old me. And I'm trying to get Bitcoin Ben on too, or I'm going to drag him up there with me when I have my opportunity to speak. Mel K, and lots of great folks. So hopefully you guys can join us for that. If you are attending this event, please DM me or email me at litecoinlisa2@gmail.com. I'd like to meet up with anybody that is attending the event and just tell them hi and give other patriots a hug. And it's time for us to stand up for America. And this is another opportunity to do that.
Amen, sister.
Amen.
Hug and a drink and spread the love and create the new republic. And, that's what it's all about. We just got to keep on moving forward, doing things like you're doing, going to real Independence Day celebration, not some fake thing that, might or might not have fireworks. Just, what? We just got to do our thing and that's it. And forget about all that crap that they tell us not to do. Just do it. Live your life. That's what you're doing. Kudos
well, I think
to you.
that's where we're choosing right now. We're choosing what our reality is. And I'm tired of being told things that go against the Constitution and go against my rights. And, my husband was fired for that more than a year ago now. And it's done nothing but embolden us, I think. And so I think more and more Americans will join. When we've had enough, we've had enough.
That's it. At some point, you just got to take a stand and you realize, I'm going to go along with it. I'm going to keep playing the game. I'm going to keep going for the cheese, but I'm inside of a maze. Or you're going to say, you know what, forget it. I'm out of here. I'm running. I'm going to the field. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to be that free mouse. I'm not going to be that enslaved mouse. It's just, you got to make a decision at some point. Most people want to make that decision, but to be able to, it's not easy. Stepping forward and saying, I'm going to buck the whole thing and I'm done with it. And I'm just going to go my own path because I believe in myself. It's not easy to do that because of the conditioning. And I mean, you look at society now and you look at all the things that are going on and it's not easy to break out of that matrix. But at some point you realize deep down inside, if you don't do it, you're betraying yourself and you're living a life that's wasted. What was it? There was a Steve McQueen movie. He's in the desert. And he was judged in the desert. He was hallucinating, and somebody came in. I don't know. Somebody knows it in the chat, but he was guilty of the most, worst sin ever. A wasted life. You've lived a wasted life. Nobody wants to live a wasted life. Don't be don't be that guy, that gal that's living in desperation and knowing what to do and not ever doing it. At some point, just forget it. Just do it. What do you got to lose? So anyway,
well, I think that's
what you do. That's why you're admirable. You're doing stuff.
That was our choice, definitely, to go, to start this channel and to let the direction that it took. I mean, my intention was to start talking about people's crypto journeys, and we do that. Such a strong, the reason why goes back to freedom and sovereignty over and over and over. And I'm watching that with what's going on in El Salvador is really inspiring. I mean, literally their president is sitting with like a big TV screen or PowerPoint, and he is walking his country through how they used to have to take a bus to something to get some kind of cashier's check or a Western Union thing, to then go to a building and stand in line for hours to pay like their electric bill. And he's like, now, look, And so he's showing his countrymen. I mean, that's a president that cares about his people, his country, and he's making that choice to do what's right. He's that. So I'm not sure if everybody understands. There's a term called fiduciary responsibility. And when you're in nonprofit world or working with finance, that is something that you have to learn really quickly. And so fiduciary responsibility means that you are legally and morally obligated to put the needs of the effort in front of your own needs or wants. And so as a president, our president has the utmost fiduciary responsibility to the people. And so watching the president of El Salvador is really encouraging, inspiring, although we feel like we're losing and having our rights oppressed here in America more and more, other countries have been for a long time, and they're saying it's enough. So I don't know at what point it has to get in our own country for us to say enough, and for us to elect and hold accountable the person that is in position to have that fiduciary responsibility of our rights and what's best for the American people. But I'm down for it, and I think we're going to have some information really soon.
Well, I think some just dropped, according to Daddy O. The disclosure document just dropped. And Daddy O also, any plans for Westwood 22, 23, Infinity? Yes.
Yeah.
Forever
lots
and ever.
Of plans.
Forever and ever. It will go on and on and on. Just like the Highwayman song. I'll go on and on and on. It will never end. And that's what we're building here. Something that will go on for eternity, I guess you could say, as far as we're concerned. And so, yes, absolutely. And then whatever that document dropped, we'll see what it is. It's,
I'm curious what it says, because in my gut, I have had this thought that it's not going to be what people think it is.
No,
that it's not going to be the UFO report. It's going to be the what is it called? Space Force disclosure of like, what are they doing? Well, we're actually in cyberspace, and here's the information that we have from cyberspace. Not that they're not also in, space, the universe, but
we're living in the center of the earth, the underground tunnels. We're living under the ocean. And then they're going to come out and say, most politicians' DNA is primarily composed of aliens.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe, right?
I don't know. I kind of think it's going to be nothing to do with aliens.
Probably won't be.
I think it's going to be more to do with, like I said, the cyber, what Space Force is actually
the technology itself.
The technology, and, that they have everything, and here's what they have been seeing and watching. We know the Arizona count is almost concluded, and so I don't know, lots of good stuff. The
perfect storm, everything coming together at once, huh?
Yeah. Did you see them go after Giuliani?
Yeah.
And took his license, and I'm just like, yes, bring it on. And now I'm hearing that they're gonna have tax evasion charges on Mr. T, his organization, supposed to drop next week. And I'm like, do they not understand what happens when there is a lawsuit? There is something called disclosure.
Discovery. You can go in and say, hey, guess what? I want to know all this stuff. Thank you for opening that floodgate.
So we're going, I've going to have some experience with that. And if they choose not to answer, the court, you can petition the court and force them to answer these questions. And what that will end up exposing, I think, will be more significant than this trumped up charge of
then the judge can issue a summary judgment if they're non-compliant. I mean, you open yourself up for a lot of stuff, once you cross. That's why, you have people out there saying, well, this guy's this actor's done this, and they never sue them because they don't want to open that door. They don't want to say, okay, now I got to start disclosing things. They can discover certain things. And so they just, why don't you sue that guy? He's calling you all these names and saying you're doing all these things. And they don't want to go there because they know they're in trouble.
They know. Yeah, they know what it will reveal.
Absolutely.
So I didn't do a big shout out from the beginning. I need to go back through our chat and make sure we say hi to everybody. Magic Torch was the first one in. James Farmer, Stephen Tyrell, Tom is here. Mr. Yulfang, I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks. Good to see you, Mr. Yu. Let's see. Tom and Stephen and Mr. Yu are chatting. Westwood's here.
Hey.
Beer Chicken Wings is here. Let's see. Trinity Man's here. Public's here. John Morgan. Ken Reese. That's my cowboy buddy. That's my hippie cowboy friend. I love him.
Hippie cowboys.
Yes, he's my hippie cowboy friend that lives here in Oklahoma.
Oh,
he's
cool.
Brilliant and a dear friend of mine. So, Silver Theta, Litecoin Lisa for president. No thanks. I would not want that job.
That's not a thankful job. That's a thankless job. That's what that is.
Thankless job. Old puking dog. Daddy O we mentioned before. John Morgan is here. Let's see. Hankowitz is here. Am I getting everybody? Great Gazoo. Polly P. Let's see. I think I got everybody. Carl's Creek. And make sure you guys comment in the chat so I can see you're here. Chris Card's here. I haven't seen Chris Card in a little while either. Good to see him. Nana's here. J-Mac's here. Got to spend some time with J-Mac at Westwood.
In the house.
Mark Weems.
Did you leave your hat here, J-Mac? I think J-Mac might have left his hat.
Was that his hat?
I don't know. Did you leave a hat here, J-Mac? You got to tell me what's on it. Identify it. You know, it's like the public service announcement, you know, the speaker at the game. It's like, someone left their wallet, you know, someone left their phone. Please come up to the press box to identify it.
My gosh, that's at the airport. That's what it was. It was awful. Hey, I'm going to go through Pilled really quick, too, because we've got some good folks at Pilled that are on here that I want to give a shout out to. So Quiltanon, I've seen you in the chat a couple of times, well, yesterday and today. So thank you for being here. I've seen you in other chats too. Shiny Moon, Giuseppe. Am I saying that right? I don't know. Better Lately, Mr. Schwartz, like Quinley.
May the Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you. Shiny Moon, Posse for Hope. Posse for Hope, probably.
There you go. Now you got it.
That wrong.
All right, got to watch yourself. It is happy hour, but you know we gotta.
Sometimes I say things inappropriate. What was the thing this weekend?
It was unintentional, though.
I could not say fingies.
You can't say fingies. Just say. Fingies.
I just said it.
I know you just said it. Fingies.
I just said it right.
You say it with ease, Lisa. If you say it with ease. Fingies. Fingies.
I kept saying fingies.
I know.
I putting the Z in the wrong place. I don't know.
Fingies.
Fingies. Great guy, super smart, gave us lots of information about safety, security stuff. I went home. That seemed to be the theme of the weekend, which was a little daunting when I came home. My husband's like, okay, did you take notes? I was like, no, we were mostly drinking.
It's all up here, kind of somewhere. I just know I need to be secure.
I wasn't really paying attention, but I did catch the whole thing. I thought one of the biggest things I learned, I think, was the air gap thing.
Yes.
And the significance of the air gap. And so that was that you can have a device, whether that's
I took it in.
Well, whatever kind of a device. And then you do have to connect it to the internet to download a wallet or create the wallet. But then you take it offline. And as long as you have that QR code, you can send crypto to it and it's never online. You can even delete the app then if you have your private keys, and then your crypto's completely offline.
Yeah,
Am I describing that correctly?
Yeah, pretty much. The LEPAL wallet does that. And what happens is, like, take for instance, you know, you've got your wallets on your phone. You know, everybody's got their apps on their phone. They have their wallet. They can check it. Well, you can have that with LEPAL. You can, you know, show all the coins. The thing is, though, when you want to go, you can send coins to it. But when you want to withdraw the coins, you have to have a hardware device. And that hardware device, it doesn't plug into your computer. It's completely air gapped. In other words, it's not on the internet. So if I want to send, okay, I'm going to send Litecoin Lisa some Litecoin because she's Litecoin Lisa. Boom, send it. And then I have to have the hardware wallet in my possession. And so I have to scan this, and then the hardware wallet scans a QR code back. So they scan QR code, so it's air gapped. It's not connected to anything wired. And then it will actually send, put in a password too. So there's multiple steps. But it secures you to where, you know, a lot of things, anytime you plug it into a computer that's connected to the internet, I mean, there's a potential that, you know, something could go bad. And you know, LEPAL is a good wallet. There's a couple of other wallets. You know, SafePal does that. I don't have a lot of experience with it, but I do like LEPAL, to where it's offline all the time. And so you're not plugging it into anything. Now, if you want to update the software on it, you can update it, you know, from your computer, put it on a little SD card, plug it in, and update the firmware for the software that one time. But other than that, you know, there's no connection to, you know, it's not, doesn't need a persistent connection, you know, into another device. You know, it's off on its own. So it's a cold storage wallet. So yeah, there we are.
Sorry, somebody on Pilled just said they bought XRP. So I'm just explaining that that's a bankster coin, and to please look into Litecoin or Digibyte, something that is
I'm not going to bash any of these coins, you know,
not centralized and not, we're not
Right.
wanting to perpetuate the bankster system. And so,
but that's why I got a Litecoin sign right here all the time, because I'm a big advocate of Litecoin. I really love Litecoin. I love what it does. It's been running for almost 10 years. So many good things about it. Very secure network. I mean, it's never gone down, never had an issue. Fast transactions, 84 million supply, and 84 million. Okay, there's only 80. What's 84 million? What's that mean to me? Okay, do the math on this. That's a quarter of a Litecoin for each person in the United States. If you had 84 million of them distributed equally, which is not going to happen because a lot of them have been lost, and then you've got 2% of them locked up by Grayscale. You know, so a lot of these aren't even on the market and they're not even available. But let's say they all were. Each person will only get 0.25 Litecoin in the United States. That's it. A quarter of a Litecoin is all you could have if everything's equally distributed. Around the world, you'd only get, if it's distributed equally to everybody in the entire population of the world, you get 0.01. That's it. So it's a scarce asset on the blockchain. You know, if you like Bitcoin, you got to love Litecoin. Litecoin's way undervalued compared to Bitcoin. It has many of the same qualities. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
And it's a proof of work, which is also really significant when you talk about, you know, where the value of a coin comes from. And Johnny and I talked about that a lot yesterday.
I saw
so
that.
If you guys
that was a good
have
video.
any questions about, proof of work, we had a lot of great information on that video as well. Trying to really, I know we're going to have more new people in this space. So I really want to keep those conversations where we can talk about, you know, just the fundamentals of cryptocurrency and some of the great, you know, places to begin and why we should value, or why you see value in different projects too. So tomorrow I will have a premiere. I got to figure out how to do that on pilled.net. I'm not really sure how to do that. If it's loaded. I think I have more gigs now that I'm a live streamer on Pilled and Foxhole. So I'll talk with Methods about that, make sure I can post that. But Jessica, Tom's daughter, I got to have an interview with her, and we did her crypto journey and talk about what she's doing in the space. And she has some great information for people that are new into the space and why she looks at different projects or values different projects herself personally. And then people can kind of listen to that and say, you know, does it make sense for me? And, you know, one of the best things she says is read the white paper, you know, and how important that is. So, and knowing the team. So it is good stuff. Good stuff. So I'll post that tomorrow, 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. Are you deep in thought or are you frozen? I think he's I hope that's not me being frozen. Oh, he says he'll be back. So Westwood it's like a wax Westwood. We have like a little frozen statue of Westwood. Sometimes this stuff happens. So we will talk a little bit about, I did add a link tree in the description where you can find all of the different channels and all my social media. I put stuff on there for Facebook, LinkedIn, all kinds of things. If you guys are trying to get a hold of me, that's a great way to get a hold of me. So yes, he's very deep in thought. We thought you were maybe like having a reflective moment, but
I'm reflecting on why this phone that I just got replaced a month ago just overheated when it shouldn't have. So anyway, that's why I have a backup phone. Always have a backup. You know, you just never know.
Backups are good to have. Hey, I do want to give a shout out. Yes, our friend Jean-Claude, his channel was terminated again today, but he's already back up. So if you guys go look for Beyond Mystic, I think it's Beyond Mystic 003.
Yep.
You will find his new channel. I'm not sure if we're doing a Friday night Beyond Crypto chat or not. I haven't heard back from him yet. Today, if you have not seen, so I follow Gentlemen of Crypto. I'm not sure if you follow that channel. Do you know that channel?
Gentlemen of Crypto?
Yeah. They're these
so.
really, really intelligent guys, and they talk about fundamentals of stuff. I don't agree with all of the projects that they support, but really have great conversation on there. I actually found them because Uncle Cliff went on there one day.
Okay.
And then they
yeah, two brothers almost. What is going on with my stuff here? Sorry.
I don't know, you keep
technical
freezing.
Technical
But anyway, they
difficulties.
had Crypto Blood on today, and then they had this other guy who I didn't know who he was, and he started bashing Reggie. He's a big Hexican. He likes Hex Project, and he starts bashing Reggie, and Reggie pops up in the chat.
Nice.
And they send Reggie a link, and Reggie comes in, and it was a great conversation because this guy is obviously, he feels very passionate about it, and he's in the community, and he's hearing this narrative from the community and from what's the guy's name? Richard
Hart.
Yeah, Richard Hart. And
remind me, there's another dick we need to talk about here after that.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about all the dicks then.
Yes, we will. Dicks and pricks.
Lots of pricks around. Yeah.
All right.
No one should get the pricks. Avoid all dicks and pricks, or most. Anyway. I digress. Anyway, this conversation was amazing, and this guy had really strong points, and he was really passionate about it. You could tell he had been told a lot of these things, and then it was just Reggie just was such a gentleman, and he just was like debunk, but with class, and he didn't bash the guy. He just said, well, please go look at my Twitter and see if it says I'm the daddy of DeFi. He's like, no, I didn't say that. I didn't, people might call him that, but that's not how he would refer to himself. And so then there were other things. And by the end of it, they both had this really great vibe with each other. There was a lot of respect, and I don't know, it was a great conversation. So if you guys haven't seen the Gentlemen of Crypto, I
have seen them. They are good. Yeah, I did see that Cliff Eye one. Now that you mention it, I do remember. Yeah, they are. They're pretty smart dudes. I mean, they're on top of their game. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Good.
And Reggie Middleton.
Crypto Blood's in there, giving a little jab here and there.
Nice, funny. Right? Drawing a little blood, a little pinprick here and there.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's you don't want to mess with him. He's an OG. I mean, he knows what he's doing. I mean, he put together a platform that, before DeFi was DeFi. I mean, he's not daddy DeFi or anything, but what he was doing was very similar to that. And it's just interesting, that whole thing, how it went down, and in Cliff's data, how that's possibly going to make a return. And we're seeing kind of the unwinding of governments now, especially with the El Salvador thing and Paraguay. That's the next country.
Next.
Yeah, they're the next one down there. And, I mean, you can go all conspiratorial, with the whole Paraguay thing, because you've got the president's wife, her sister, and their family were in that building, that came down in Miami the other night. And what? So I mean, so you can make
I did not know that.
Yeah, I know, right? And then now whenever buildings fall like that, if it's a an operation, there's multiple assets that get covered, that get taken out, let's say. So, just think September, 2001. Multiple things happened, and it covered a lot of bases, and that's when they pull these things off. So you just, you start looking at what happened. Now, granted, this thing was sinking, since for 20 years, the thing's sinking into the sand. It's built on a friggin' swamp, to begin with. So, take it for what it is. But, sometimes there are no coincidences, for the timing of certain things. And that was one big red flag that I saw that I thought, man, and then there's other McAfee stuff, which I don't know if that's verifiable.
I don't know either. There's a lot of unverifiable has to do with McAfee.
That whole thing, I don't even want to get into much, but because it's just.
I did hear there was a family member that had said their mom or sister said they couldn't hardly sleep like a day or two before because the building was creaking so much.
Man, and did you see it fall? I mean, when the portion of it fell, there was a video across the street there at another resort or something. The one that was still standing, you could see it, doing this action, and then it came down. I mean, it's just wow. I mean,
and it did that same imploding thing that.
Yeah, it fell straight
Twin
down.
Towers
I
did.
mean, just pancaked, that kind of thing. So, I don't know. I'm not an engineer or anything like that, but
Yeah.
You just got to start looking at who benefits. I mean, if someone does benefit, what happened, who was lost, what casualties were there. You just got to start asking. You got to ask. It's horrible, and you got to ask those questions because you're dealing with people. If that were something that was intentional, you're dealing with people who don't care and they look at it as just numbers, just collateral damage, and you're dealing with vampires. Just remember that, and don't give them your power. Figure out ways not to give them your energy. So
absolutely not.
Absolutely. Oh, and then I saw, another thing, before I went on, we had the sentencing of Derek Chauvin, 22 years in prison, just to throw that out there and, timestamp that. That happened today. We'll see how that all plays out because I'm sure there's going to be appeals and all kinds
one
of
of my
things.
I told you some of my kids were here today, and so one of my sons was saying that he was hearing that at the trial that Derek Chauvin said that like a dog made him do it or some aliens made him do it or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't watch the whole thing and what he said. I don't know.
Okay. I didn't know if anybody knew about that.
He did speak today. I mean, he did speak today briefly.
Checked out on some of that. Just emotionally, that was a lot of hard. And you also know that you're not seeing reality. So it's like, how much energy do you give when you're talking about vampires and all that kind of stuff? So.
Correct. And if you give it power, you give it energy, then it becomes more than it should be. Not to underplay any of it at all. But, I did watch, I just happened to, catch it before I came out and had some things to do. He did speak and just basically said, he apologized to the family, but, there will be more information you don't know about to come out soon. And that was kind of the end of it. So
interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of interesting how that worked. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, and when these, as we're seeing these lawsuits and arrests and different things coming out, it's interesting to me, the information that will come out from it. And will we see it? I mean, I think people are finally figuring out there's things like FOIA, Project Veritas is bringing a lot of information out. So it's out there. It's just a lot harder for some people to see. So
it is. And, all that information is out there and we've seen it. We've looked at it for a long time. But however, it's still not, again, okay, I fact checked it and it's not real. But when it comes out in a court of law, when it comes out, legally, and that rolls out and it's under sworn testimony and those things start to come out, from that front, then people have to legitimize it. And then people have to say, well, crap, this guy's under oath, and then said this stuff. And this document was entered into the court. I mean, even though we know kind of a lot of the things that have already happened, but then it becomes real. Because, okay, now it fits into the nice, pretty box, that the court system, and everybody's happy with it instead of using your gut instincts. But, that has to happen for some people, though. It has to roll out that way. It has to be brought into the system, the quote system, and put out there so that it can be legitimized, certain information. And so I think you're probably starting to see that happen now.
Well, I hope so. I think it is that making a choice, though, of looking at it because like I said earlier today, I have this, prominent Oklahoma City journalist.
You're not going to the OKC Pride Parade, whatever it is, the Pride Fest?
No, I wasn't. I'm not doing big gatherings and stuff. I don't think that's
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Right now, I think that's a dangerous choice. But I just thought it was weird that I've never seen her comment on, any of my, and that's very telling to me when people are like, okay, so I post stuff about my kids, my family, fundraising for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. And you never support, retweet, or have anything to say about when I do something good or positive. But the minute you want to argue with me about some political issue, then you are like, oh, well, I thought we were friends. Well, are we? Because you've never supported anything positive I've done, and you just look for an opportunity to attack me.
And that's what it was. It
That's
was,
not a friend to me.
let's shoot that missile.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and they're worried about who's reading my comment. They're just trying. They're worried about their precious narrative.
We can't have that information out there. Lisa, okay, let's go back a little bit. You're talking about, we're talking about El Salvador, we're talking about Paraguay.
Right.
Well, how I envision this.
I hope everyone else is drinking too, and then we can all keep up. Then we all know what we're talking about.
Absolutely, absolutely. I look at this, because I think we've all been through this before at different time periods, and we've chosen to come back at this time to fight these battles against these creatures. I look at it through the lens of history, something that feels, resonates with me. Look at it, the Roman Empire. Okay, you have this Roman Empire that's this huge, expansive, the sun never sets on the Roman Empire or the British Empire at some point. But you've got this controlled mechanism coming from Rome. They went all the way to England and and all the way to to the East and the Middle East, almost. And they had this huge empire. And then it started to fritter away. They could not stop, the fringes of it. They started to kind of fall away. They couldn't control it anymore. But in Rome, everything's great. It's kind of like here. Oh, everything's fine. We keep doing the things we're doing. Printing a few $1 trillion. Everything's great. We're going to keep doing what we're doing. We're the superpower, right? Oh, yeah. But you see the fringes starting to fall. When you see El Salvador, you see Paraguay, and you're going to see the rest of Central America and, and South America start to go their own way because they realize that dollar's dying. And that's the only thing that's held this thing up, the dollar and then the military supporting it. Now we're bringing troops home from Afghanistan. So you're seeing the fall of the Roman Empire right here in real time. It doesn't happen overnight, but it'll happen a lot quicker than it did then because, it's, rapid technology and information. But that's what you're watching. It's going to hit the fringes. It's going to hit the tentacles of the octopus before it gets back to the body. And
okay, so I was thinking about this today. Okay, so watching El Salvador use government doesn't have to. We can separate currency and government do not need to go together. Actually, it's probably really unhealthy.
And they
shouldn't. And that's why we had a silver standard. We had a gold standard. But then they're saying now that the US dollar has this power over the world, they won't ever give that up. But really, it's not the power of the US dollar. It's the power of our military.
That's all that's been backing it up.
That forces and bullies people to use the US dollar.
Correct.
So I'm just having this whole education of myself and learning about all this and watching other countries make choices like, well, there's no reason that, that the US needs a dollar. We don't need a dollar.
No,
we can
because
have our assets and our resources.
Lisa, I'll pay you in Litecoin. You pay me in Litecoin. I mean,
well, and our country, though, the strength of our country also, our country is still strong if we have a strong military, whether we have the dollar or not.
It doesn't matter. And what is the military? It's the people. It's, we, the people, decide to give our energy to it. At some point, if we say, we're done, we're not going to support this anymore, we're going home. What are they going to do? And it all comes down to what we put value on. That's all it comes down to. And as long as we live under an illusion that this magic instrument, with all these symbols on it right here has value, this magic money, this is the real magic money. It's not Bitcoin, it's not Litecoin, that's real money, that's sound money for the digital age. But that, as long as we put value in that and we accept that, okay, that's okay, it has value. I'll give you an example. Okay, this bar got wood all over it right now. 4x8 sheets of plywood, 3/4 inch thick. Last year, when I was putting this stuff on, it was $30 a sheet. $30, for a pretty hefty sheet of wood. I looked, when I went to shop to finish this top part off, just, a couple of weeks ago, Mitch and I went, and, it was $79.99, $80 for the same sheet of wood. Okay, I look today, it's $98 for the same sheet of wood. We are at peak lumber right now. It's going to crash. It cannot continue like this. It is absolutely ridiculous. But what does that tell you? That tells you that dollar bill doesn't go very far anymore, does it? Because I could have taken 30 of those and stacked it on the bar last year, and I could have gotten one of those sheets. 30 of them just a few weeks ago, 30 of them now. I can't even get a third of it. I mean, it's absolutely insane, but that's what's happening. You're just watching it fritter away. And so at some point, people are going to realize that it has no value because it doesn't.
Well, for sure. And then I think it seems like we'll go through this transition of, I mean, I think it's going to be messy. Bartering and silver going up. My Charlie pulled up a thing on, I think it was on GI and Bullion. And now I can't remember how much. I think it was $500 face value worth of pre-64 coins.
Mm-hmm.
Now costs $10,000.
Well, I don't know. That sounds a little. Well, it could be, I guess.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, that's about right because it's about $2.
Don't you challenge me?
Go to coinflation.com. But that's probably right. It's $2 per dime. So it'd be $20 per dollar. For the quote junk silver. They call it junk silver, but it's actually the best silver that you can get because it's minted by the government. And Cliff got into this in his video the other day that, okay, what we're going to have is a situation where there's going to be plenty of stuff because, we're going to have problems with people surviving coming up because of, getting pricked and may or may not. I don't know. But
no,
I hope not. Okay, here's some solutions. Get activated charcoal that can help cleanse your body of toxins. If you get that, like if you overdose on drugs and go to the hospital, they're going to give you activated charcoal that get that stuff out. Will that help with this type? I don't know, but it will help cleanse your body, so maybe your body can be better. Calcium bentonite clay. Look at that stuff. That stuff pulls toxins out of your body. So if you get some of these things and you get on a little bit of a regimen to start cleansing your body of the toxins that we've built up for so long, you got a better chance of survival. But anyway, back to the coinage. He's saying that a lot of coins, even silver, not even silver, any coins minted by the U.S. will still hold value, just because they are a tangible thing, as we go forward. Because what's the money going to be like anymore? Who knows?
Yeah. So real quick, I jumped on JM Bullion. I didn't see the $500 kit that my husband was looking at, but this is a 90% silver coins, $100 face value, circulated $50. So maybe it matters.
Well, so it's more than that. Lisa, because if you take that times 5, you're looking at $12,000.
Okay, so the $50 are probably a little bit more. We were looking at it was like, I don't know if it was quarters and dimes or I don't know. He was looking at something, but it was basically about $500 face value was now $10,000.
Yeah, you're right.
And so this is even more.
Yeah,
so we are seeing this silver in your hand, not derivatives, not paper silver in your hands, the price of it going up. And that was in Cliff High's data as well. So I don't know. We're just in that time. It's right here.
It's a weird time because, you've got all these forces at play. I keep going back to, you got to ask yourself what makes you happy. You got to ask yourself what gives you freedom in this world, because at some point you might not be able to get it. If it's a tangible asset and you want to get it, it might not be available. You just don't know because of, if we do have a massive issue with people showing up to work, pilots showing up to, airlines and not being able to fly. I mean, if that does happen. It's not just
pilots. When I was flying home from your place, there was a guy, there was a bartender working in the airport, and he said, "Oh no, we're having shortages." He goes, "It's not just the pilots, because there were all these flights that have been canceled. People were hanging around at the bar trying to figure out, where are they going next, or how long they have to wait or whatever." And so everybody's kind of talking, and he's like, "Oh, it's not just pilots." He said, even the staff in the airport, they're moving, they're like shutting down different bars and moving, and everybody's on half staff and they're pulling extra hours because he's like, we can't get it, which he thought it was from the UBI, the stimulus being sent out to everybody.
I don't feel that.
There's not, he said, we just don't have the staff. And so if people are sick, well,
they're not coming into work.
Scary.
If they don't feel good, if they've got issues, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we've got about 10 minutes left. So if you guys haven't gone over to pill.net, go to pill.net or go to thefoxhole.app and sign up. When it asks you who referred you, please start typing Litecoin Lisa, and my profile will pop up, choose me. And that's another way you can support the channel. And then from that, I have I'm not sharing the right screen. Hold on one sec, guys. From that, I can release the lotto ticket. So every time we get together and stream live on Pilled and Foxhole, I can release a lotto ticket right here. And so I'll give you guys a couple minutes. I'm going to wait till just probably another 5 minutes or so. So you have a chance to go over there, sign up, choose me as your referral link, and then we'll release the lotto ticket, and you can win some gold pills. So it's kind of like lemons on D Live. So that's kind of exciting.
Release the Kraken.
Release the gold pills.
Release the gold pills. And yes, Jim Montgomery, Lisa is a wonderful singer. And in addition to being as lovely as she is, and by the way, I didn't ask you today, Lisa, what are you drinking today?
Well, Mr. Westwood, I'm out on a limb. I'm having Fresca and Tito's today.
My goodness. I'll bet you that is a fantastic drink.
It is. It's fabulous.
Wonderful.
It's perfect for poolside. And I can also moderate how much alcohol. So when I have a big cup, I can put a little bit in and sip all day.
There you go.
Makes for a nice day.
A girl's got to know her limitations.
That's right. Hey, I did. I was really.
You did well.
On top of things
I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I shouldn't say that.
I couldn't believe
Sorry about that.
There was only the first night Amber and I ended up
we had
having too much to drink. So we were like, okay, that's it. We're crashing in the barn.
I had you taken care of. That's all right.
So Amber and I got to sleep up in the loft. And then the rest of the weekend, I got to drive the Digibug. Did you ever get pictures of me in the Digibug?
I don't think I did. You're going to have to come back and we're going to have a photo shoot because I don't think I ever got anything. I wanted to catch you coming up the lane, in the Digibug, so I could have a little
coming
video.
Up the driveway.
We could have like a GIF or something.
We can recreate it. Yeah.
Well, we'll do it live next time.
Okay.
Because Lisa commandeered the Digibug, and
now that I'm fully trained on how to drive the Digibug,
she had to get trained. There's a lot of nuances, a lot of idiosyncrasies, a lot of things you gotta. Like I said, you don't. Who needs a breathalyzer when you got to go through all that, right?
Yeah, that it is a really safe car to drive if you've been drinking, because if you don't do all the things, like if you don't pat your head and rub your tummy at the same time, like
right.
Digibug's not going anywhere.
Yep. Kiss the hula boy on the dash. No, I don't have that.
Yeah, all the safety things. So.
Right. No. It's a good time. I'm having withdrawals. That's my problem. We have these events and.
We have these events, and typically, like if we do a big event, especially with public, like I really want to give myself to the public when we're there. So like if we do a meetup, like I want to talk to everybody. I want to be, make sure we connect with everybody because our community is so important. And I just really value them so much. And so, and Mosty said he might help me do a birthday meetup here in Oklahoma City in October.
There you go.
So that's something to look forward to.
I would probably have to drive down to that.
You might have to venture for that one.
I wonder if I can find a place to crash.
I know a girl.
Okay, good.
But when I come to Westwoods, it's just really a really tight group of people, and it's not the same thing. Like I came home. So typically if we do like a big meetup with lots of people, I'm like wiped out, exhausted afterwards because I'm trying to like talk to everybody and check on everybody and all that. Well, at Westwoods, I got to like sleep till 10 and come rolling in, and Pops brought donuts over and
had plenty to eat,
oh my gosh, too much to eat and too much to drink. Yeah. And it was just all about hanging out. There's no pressure. Everybody's just kind of doing their thing. So
go your own way.
Very rested.
Good. I'm glad because you had a little grief in the airport,
Yeah.
Is what it is, right?
Not as bad as my flight to Miami where that kid spilled a Coke sprayed a Coke all over me.
I don't know how you do it.
All white. Yeah. No, that was my Miami trip. This one was some drunk girl, and then they put her in a wheelchair at some point. and she kept talking to the black bartender, telling him he looked like Snoop, and then her white friend is like, yeah, I love gin and juice, and I was like, oh my God, please just stop talking.
Make it
Like,
stop. Make it
make it
stop.
stop. All the stereotypes were terrible.
Right.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm gonna do so I'm gonna click release lotto tickets over on pill.net, and somehow you guys get a little ticket and you can do the scratch off, and then it'll show up and see. Oh, Daddy-O jumped over there. Thank you, Daddy-O. So
Way to go.
lotto released. I hope you win some, Daddy-O. And I hope Quilton on wins. I don't know how quick it all populates, but I released the lotto tickets.
Release the tickets.
Release the tickets. Looking Up just won a gold pill in the lotto. Congrats. I don't know how it populates. Looking Up won another gold pill.
Come on, man.
Looking Up is looking. Things are looking up for you.
Things are looking up.
That's awesome.
Gold skies.
I love it. Well, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to give a shout out to our other Dick, Richard Davis, Dick Davis, the CEO of Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh,
this
what
guy,
a dickhead.
Yeah, this guy. You know, he had a video out today, and, you know, oh, yeah, we've consulted with this agency and that agency because we're spineless and we have no backbone. And, you know, if we're going to, you know, kids who are, you know, terminally ill that, you know, go to Make-A-Wish, you know, people donate so they can go to Pedoland or wherever it is, you know, that they want to go, you know, for their last wish. You've got, I'm sorry, Disneyland. Did I say, my
That's
apologies.
Fine. I understood what
you know, subconscious stuff, you know, but it's, the kids get a wish, you know, and they make it come true. They get this sports athlete come in and say, hi, you know, Litecoin Lisa, you know, I want Litecoin Lisa to visit me. Well, guess what, Litecoin Lisa, you're not going to be able to visit the child and his family or her family unless, you know, they've all gotten pricked, because that's the new policy from, you know, Make-A-Wish. It's, you know, we got to make sure that the safety of the children, you know, and the safety, you know, of the family is adhered to, so that, you know, they all have to get pricked before, you know, they can get their wish. You know, this whole thing, this agenda, this whole, you know, matrix layer that's getting pressed upon our heads, it's getting a little old, you know? And so, will I be sending a donation to Make-A-Wish? Absolutely not. I'm sorry. You know, it's just,
no, don't apologize.
When you've got someone like that running it, it's time for him to go. You know, let's get back to the fundamentals of what it's all about. It's about the kids. It's not about your freaking agenda.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, we've had
don't
our
be
own.
a dick.
My husband was a big supporter of Make-A-Wish, and actually Subaru does a lot with them. And we didn't have such a great experience with them when Mia was, before she left. And so they were a little slow to move.
Yeah. It's another,
we did not benefit.
Unfortunately, it's just another corporate, you know, deal.
But that's where, like, blockchain, using cryptos in those kind of situations, you could see where the money's going to. You could see the wallet that the effort held, and you could see it go to, you know, purchase these things for the kid. And I'm not saying there's administration fees. No one expects a business to run, you know, without people to run it. I get that. But when you go and you can look up some of these nonprofits, and their CEOs are making more than the president makes. I thought that was substantial when President Trump brought that to light, talking about, you know, well, how much are these people making? Well, you know, President Trump makes $400,000 a year.
Yeah, but he gave all his away.
And he gave his away. But at some point, you know, there's just some very strange things that happen.
Yeah, there's got to be some.
There's also a big disclosure with that coming out. Oh my goodness, who filed that? Cruz, maybe somebody filed something about having to disclose to the people of America what's in these bills and stuff. And so that's supposed to come out, I think, next week. And we know this latest infrastructure agreement supposedly has been settled, so that might be some more disclosure that we can look forward to.
Could be.
So congrats to all. Shiny Moon got a gold pill, and Perplexed Q got a gold pill. Looking Up got 2. So congrats to you guys over at the Foxhole app and pilled.net. You guys jump over there. Make sure you tell them that Litecoin Lisa sent you, and that helps me out. Helps
Hey,
the
I'm
channel
going.
out.
I'm sideways, so we're probably about done. You see that? Last thought.
You're sideways.
Well, my camera went sideways. I'm not
Okay,
sideways,
sorry.
but you need to. Don't be sorry.
You're
Never have
horizontal.
to. Never have to apologize. Once in a while, yeah, that does happen. But it's Litecoin Lisa. To support her, go to her Patreon channel, sign up for that. She's always dropping all kinds of information, so much that I can't even keep up with. But I know it's all good because every time I look at it, it's good stuff. But she's working her butt off. I mean, go support her. What is it, $5 a month, Lisa?
It's $5 a month. I've lost a couple of
Gosh darn it.
people, or
I did it
people have
again.
changed their either people have changed their support
talker.
or have lost some people. But either way, I hope that what I bring to you has value and good content. So I try to post, since a lot of people on YouTube are not getting my notifications. I'm now posting them on Patreon, so you'll get a link there, as well as also other content and things that I find, information that I find on the way too. So you guys can check that out. Good stuff.
It is good stuff. Lisa is a pioneer. She is a patriot. She is someone who is absolutely trying to change the world, and she does it in a positive way. She doesn't try and burn down the cities like I would do. So, you got to give her respect and support her because she's channeling the message the correct way. And it's just a great gal.
I really appreciate it. Yeah. And I love the community. I mean, it's like a total dream job, and I love what I do, and I'm grateful for the community that we have here, and looking forward to seeing everybody. I will be streaming as much as I can this weekend from South Dakota. I've never seen Mount Rushmore before, so this is a big adventure for me. I'm really excited about it. Hopefully, I'll be able to capture a lot of great experiences, and my buddy Bitcoin Ben will be there, and my hubby will be there. So we're going to have a great time.
And there
Take
it
us
is.
out, Westwood.
Believe in yourselves. Don't ever. So many times, if we have new people watching this, I constantly forget about this, but you need to, if you feel like you're alone in this whole crypto game, you feel like you're alone in the whole political sphere, and your ideas, you think, oh my gosh, nobody's talking like I do. No one thinks like I do. Guess what? A lot of us do. And there's a lot of us out here. It's just that it's not being projected, on the screen. And so they make you feel alienated. You're not alienated. Not at all. Because we're all connected at this level in the heart. We're all connected to the universe. So if you listen to yourself and your instincts tell you to do something, believe it, and don't be afraid not to go and do what you think you believe in and what's moving you to do something. Believe in yourself. Clear out the noise and just have faith that what you're doing is the right thing. And if it isn't, guess what? You know what? You were true to yourself. Right. So never doubt yourself. And those are my words for a Friday night happy hour.
Thank you so much. So cheers, everybody. I hope you have a great weekend. Like I said, I will be streaming a premiere for Jessica's, Tom's daughter, interview, and then I will have a private Patreon group. We're meeting with a psychic. Her name is Jill, that SL has been working with, and she has some really interesting insight with Bitcoin and some dates and different things. So that will be a Patreon only invite. So you guys can join Patreon. It's $5. You'll be able to see that live, and then little added something for you. So,
well, you need to ask her one thing. Will Westwood go full hermit, or will he get out there in the public again at some point?
Oh, at some point.
Just don't know.
It's kind of vague.
It is vague.
I think both of those are a yes.
Probably.
You'll do both those things.
I'll probably do both of those. All right.
All right, you guys take care.
Have a great weekend.
Watching. Have a great weekend. Remember to love one another. Take care.